Why Mario Odyssey's 100% speedrun isn't really that good. It's no exaggeration that 100% speedruns are some of the most popular categories across a wide variety of games. There really is something about finishing a game to its 100% completion that just tickles something in those dopamine receptors something good. But not all 100% categories are created equal. From your Marios to your Zeldas to your chess.com, if a game has a full completion, chances are speedrunners have at least looked into making it faster. But with all that said, there's just something about Super Mario Odyssey's 100% category that just leaves a sour taste in my and many others' mouths. Let's take a look at Super Mario Odyssey's 100% speedrun category, figure out why All Moons is generally more popular or well regarded, and why people would put themselves through this to begin with. To get anywhere in all of this, we're going to need some context of what's involved in an Odyssey 100% speedrun. The main setback are, of course, the moons that you gather throughout the game. There are 880 of those suckers, and whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing doesn't really matter too much. It's the main appeal of this category after all. A speedrun dedicated to just getting these 880 moons is around about 7.5 to 8 hours at a top level. This speedrun is, of course, aptly known as All Moons. This category is not only long because of the moon total, but also because we have to satisfy a long list of requirements set by Toadette. While this list requires us to do a lot of things, like purchase a certain amount of costumes, it doesn't require us to collect everything before she'll reward us with all of her moons. For example, we only collect around about 77% of the purple coins within the game. This is very important to remember. So, to then further push your run into a 100% speedrun, you need a few more things to achieve a star on your profile, which is Nintendo's way of telling you that you've achieved 100% completion, and is the rule that defines that you've gotten 100% for the speedrun category. You need to purchase all costumes, DLC costumes not included, as they were added later, post-release, all purple coins, instead of the aforementioned 77-ish% of them, all music tracks, as you miss a couple of them in All Moons, and all captures, as you once again miss some. Or skip some, depending on what strats you do. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, that isn't too much extra stuff. Surely All Moons isn't that much. Huh? How can a category that only needs a few more things be so much longer? Well, while going out of our way to get those few extra things definitely adds to the run length, mostly the purple coins, as the ones we usually don't get are a bit out of the way in the All Moons route, there is something that I didn't exactly mention. Remember how I said you need to purchase all costumes, not including the DLC costumes? Yeah, well, it turns out that's actually kind of expensive. You can only hold up to 9,999 coins in Odyssey, and one singular costume alone costs that many. Well, alright Tom, just get a lot of coins then, right? There are those Toad hint arts, surely they help. You're right, they do help. To more or less buy the stuff that we need to complete the All Moons run. But boy oh boy, do we need a lot more coins to buy the rest. Something like 17,000 extra coins to be a little bit more specific. So how the heck are you supposed to buy all that extra stuff? Well. In comes the real-time difference of this run. That's right, baby. We have to coin grind for about an hour at a top level with good dupes. Dupes? What the hell is a dupe? Where's the voiceover guy making up words? Why is he talking to himself? To speed their way through grinding coins, speedrunners utilize a strat known as coin duping, or coin duplication, if you will. There's this sub-area in Cascade Kingdom where you capture the dino, and normally, when you crash into this block here, a coin ring of 8 coins will spawn. But by sort of smacking the dino's hitboxes into one of the blocks in a certain way, you can cause multiple hitboxes on the dino to interact with the rock at the same time, which ends up causing multiple coin rings to spawn, up to a total of 48 coins. By then going through the rest of the room, killing all the burbos, or as many as optimal in the path that you take, then exiting the room, re-entering, and doing it all over again, you end up gathering quite a lot of coins per minute. An important little side note while we're here is that this dino duping method is only possible on versions beyond 1.0, as it was, funnily enough, patched into the game. Before dino duping, the best bet was to go through this Rocket Flower sub-area in Bowser's Kingdom to get similarly high coins per minute, but not quite as fast. This whole coin duping thing is often seen as the main reason that people don't pick up the category. Nintendo's original way to fix this lack of coins was to just add Luigi's Balloon World into the game, but that isn't allowed in speedruns, as a streamer with a large following is far better off than somebody doing offline runs by themselves, as the streamer can get their chat to place moons for them. So all you've got is the good old manual coin grind. So you've gotten all the extra things, old music, all captures, all purples, all costumes. You've grinded coins for almost an hour. You've gotten that star on your profile. But was it worth it? Well, judging by the fact that there are close to 3 times the amount of All Moons runs than there are 100% runs on the Speedrun.com leaderboard, I'd say for most the answer to that question is very likely no. Which honestly kind of sucks. 100% by itself is somewhat of a satisfying category, actually. Pushing an All Moons run just that little bit further with some different routes and a few kingdoms, it helps keep things fresh. But that fresh feeling is often instantly stripped away by the fact that you have to sit in that dino sub-area for a whole damn hour. I mean, at least most people do that 1 hour of coin grinding over 3 separate points in the run. That helps, right? But I mean, if you're not a at least somewhat established streamer with at least somebody talking in your chat, then that hour can be kind of boring because you're not really doing a whole lot. So I guess you could put on some headphones and blast some tunes, but where's the satisfaction in that? Unless your name's Sly Freak, I guess. And then, on top of all of that, I think the most depressing point of the run is the ending. This is a bit of a personal gripe, I won't lie. It doesn't really directly relate to what we've been talking about so far, but at the end of the All Moon speedrun category, you actually go back to Moon Kingdom, jump through a Bowser painting that unlocks when you get 880 moons, and then refight Bowser and redo the escape sequence, which is kind of exciting at the end of your run. You know, the music starts playing, everything gets so hype, chat gets involved if you're a streamer. But in 100%, you just kind of open up your save file, check if there's a star, and hit the split button. What? All in all, 100% is a category often well regarded within a whole lot of communities that is unfortunately slandered in Odyssey by one thing, or two. Most just can't seem to justify the need to make an All Moons run even longer for no real reason. Recent rules changes have made this whole thing a little bit better, in that now you can take breaks during your run, an extra break every 4 hours, so the average runner will have at least 3 breaks minimum during their run. But even then, that doesn't change the fact that the run is just quite long. Oh well. At least we don't still get duplicate shot moons in all kingdoms, because we used to think that mattered. What a fun time in Odyssey history. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look at Super Mario Odyssey's 100% speedrun and why it kind of sucks. I'd like to extend a special thanks to the patrons over on Patreon. These guys help make these videos possible and continue to be so ever so kind and supportive, even when these videos are quite spaced out. So we've got Sly, Turtle, Blue, Ewa, Duke Nukeable, King, Jason, Natasha, V, and Georgie. Much love. Heart emoji in the chat. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Feel free to let me know down below what your least favorite thing about Super Mario Odyssey's 100% speedrun is. I'm quite interested in different opinions. That's all for me. I'll see you guys next time.